Okinawa, haven't you ever seen some of the strict teachers? They put your arm here. Might not tell you why, but you're always in a, because it means something. 1 inch means a whole bunch. Of course, can I do the technique with this incorrect? Of course you can. Can I knock you down by not using breathing, by not using posture, stance, and everything? If I go up here and I say, okay, I'm going to throw a punch, all right? And I do this, and I go bam, and I got the heel off the foot, will that knock you down? Probably. See what I mean? But say that I do everything correct. In other words, I stand in a good posture, I have a good flat foundation, I'm on a solid foundation, I rotate the hips, I throw from the hip and everything like here, I'm breathing properly, I focus properly and everything. Maybe I get 100 units of strength. If I take the heel off the deck, I lose 5 units. You see what I mean? If I don't hold my wrist right, I only lose another 5 units. If I don't use a rising punch, I lose another 5 units. You're still going to get hurt. If I don't breathe properly, you lose another 5 units. You see? If I don't tense right, I lose another 5 units. And we keep going down the line, I'm only losing a few units. By the time I hit you with 50 units. Why 50 when we're supposed to be using maximum efficiency? If 100 units is what we're after, shouldn't we use 100 units? And it does make a difference. We already showed you breathing, tension, everything makes a damn difference. So if you're doing it, because we always say we use maximum, because we all brag, right? Oh, karate uses maximum efficiency of energy. So if that's the case, shouldn't it? What do we got? We got computers out there. We got computers showing it is. Ki, I is just shout. Ah! Burst like that. Not just, nah, or whatever the hell it is. You burst. Okay? Kimi, ki, again, ki, K-I, energy, or focus of energy. Ki, kimi. In other words, you're learning how to focus by applying what? Tension, proper tension. Ki-I by proper spirit and all this. Chinkuchi is cultivation, mind, body, and everything. In other words, technique. That's what Chinkuchi is. Bringing out energy through proper technique. So what we're doing is we're using a little bit of everything. In other words, just like boom, we burst, we let that, remember that I just told you, a certain amount of air. How much? You know, I don't know. I'm not going to come up with that. Team. Okay? Okay, we get the two. Okay, we got one football team, we got another football team. Oh, geez, okay, we're going up against the roughest team in the NFL. These people can't be beat. I mean, they're but I'm just saying, you read the deal. Yeah. And what did they say about the Uichido Sanchin, about their breathing?
It's shallow. It's just for, they don't like really...
No emphasis?
Yeah.
No. Okay, this is what they say. I talked to Master Uichi. Okay, the master, because my student is an Uichido guy. Anybody's been there, you met him, one of them, Rod Midland. For 8 years, ask him about the breathing, ask him about the breathing. No, it's no significant, no significant. So I go to Okinawa, I ask, this is about the breathing. Oh, it's important. It's so important that we hide it. We put it at a different place. There's no one place that we put it. Because it's so important, we don't want the bad guy to know where we're breathing each time. But we let out the hiss so that we know you're breathing and inhaling and exhaling. And yet none of them have ever explained it. None of the Americans had ever. They even cite George Mattsson's book, wrong. Just because it's written doesn't mean it's right. It's so important that there's one style, Motobudu, that does this. Don't you guys breathe? Of course we do, but we don't want you to know it. In other words, and that's where the myth comes up that Shorin-Ryu doesn't teach. You know, some branches don't. It's a shame because they read it somewhere where it says it's not important and they actually believe it. Wrong. If I'm a world champion, any good swimmer, if I'm any good athlete, don't they teach you breathing? In weightlifting, do they teach you breathing? In anything you do, the best will always breathe. I've never seen a swimmer yet that won a 100-yard dash that didn't breathe.
Unless you pace yourself properly, you won't be able to continue, and there's no maximum strength.
So it is important. So we talked about that article because, like I'm just saying, you say, people don't understand it. So yes, it is important to have oxygen. The main thing is to have oxygen, and when you let it out, and that's why we're exhaling in that, to let out, but never let out what? All of it, because if we let it out too much, and that's the thing where everybody says you let out all year. I've heard that too, which is incorrect. They filmed him and he did it, and believe it or not, that was the first and only time that I ever remember that he actually used, it surprised the hell out of me that I seen him use a twist punch and sanchin. So,
did he start the straight punch from the belt?
Yeah. Okay, yeah, see, now we gotta get back to the basic rifle. And we'll say that the optimum round for that rifle is a 22 long rifle, the barrel is made for it, right? So if I take that, say the optimum range, or the best barrel for that is what? 20 inches. We'll just say 20-inch barrel for this 22 long rifle. Okay, if I fire, it comes out 2,000 feet per second. So I say, well, I'm going to add another 2 inches onto the barrel. Since 20 inches was the optimum, what happens to the other 2 inches? Causes more friction and everything else. This now slows the barrel bullet down, so it comes out 1,800 feet per second. Well, the guy says, well, this barrel is 20 inches, I'm going to cut off 2 inches. So I now have an 18-inch barrel. Say the bullet, since it's not the optimum barrel, it will come out at 1,800 feet per second, all right? You see what I mean? The optimum barrel was what? Right on our hip. Not under it, on it. The little finger touches the hip bone. Okay, just like here. Okay, now, okay, get in a good stance. Okay, put your hand on your hip here. First, we're going to experiment here, okay? First, put your hand like here. Okay, put it here, twist it here. Goju-do does what? Goju-do does it this way, right? They punch from up here, okay? Now, you get in a good stance and everything here. I'm just going to push back with here, okay? Now, you push against me. Okay? Yeah, no, just push me back. You know? Yeah, right. Just push me back. Yeah, no, just push me up. Okay, put it on your hip. Now, this way. Okay, now push me back. Okay, one more time. Push back. Okay, now Isshin. Now push back. Okay, which is from. Now experiment with that. Just experiment with it. Here, here, and I take my hand and I go up here and I simulate I'm going to hit here. Where's the energy going? It's going behind. But now we'll do the same thing. We'll do the exact same thing. In other words, I take here and I push. I have to go back because there's nothing behind me. I will do the same thing, but I will push this way. But I will concentrate from my heel. And I will now push up. Where is the energy going? It is no longer, even though I'm in the exact stance, energy is going up. So we started from the hip because this is what? That is only a point of reference, and we are doing what is called a rising punch. If it goes, the target is right here, you see? Right here. As long as it is going higher than where I'm going, then it is a rising. That's why uppercuts are so deadly. Now, when I use an uppercut, boom, energy goes, he's 200 pounds, the head is only 20 pounds, this might stay, that might go, since there's a small object in it, you see? So it becomes more devastating. That's why uppercuts are so dangerous. Well, that's why a punch from the hip will always be stronger than a punch from here. Now, Goju-do people are some of the most devastating hitters in the world, guy. But why? Because they're always, I don't know if you've ever been to a Goju-do school on Okinawa, they got these jars, they got these weights, and they're doing things, and they build tremendous upper body through what? Physical fitness. But now I take two identical twins, and one of them does a punch from here, and the other does it from here, and they both train the same. I'll tell you who's the strongest. Now, this twin is lazy, like we said. This one is in Goju-do, and he trains all the time. He's the better, but he has to train longer. All things being equal, now, this will be. That doesn't mean it's superior. Remember, I did not use the word superior, you see? Because now, I go like this. Okay, we already know that if I whine and do this, this is superior what? This is not superior, it's the strongest. I'm using hip action, I'm driving, I'm using a rising, thrust and everything. So I can generate what? 100 units of strength. Goju-do does this, right? So they only generate 50 units of strength. Uichi-do only gets 10 units. This travels this distance to that distance. This travels this distance. This travels this. It is not which is the strongest that always counts, it is which is the most efficient. You see what we're talking about? A forward kick, kicking with the forward foot, is always weaker. But if it goes to a target like the groin housing group, if I kick when I only got 25 units, this, 100 units. 25 units. 5 units, what it takes. The eye will take less than a unit. In other words, if I take a hair, if I take a blade of glass, dust, sometimes you complain. So it takes less than a unit. So if I'm still 10, I'm 10 over what it takes.
Whenever you do a punch from the hip, it's real. I know it's important to keep the elbows in because the closer your limb is to your body, once again.
See, he made one of those things there.
Yeah, they stick. Are you supposed to keep them, I mean, all the way back? Sometimes I find when I'm trying to do my basics, I'm concentrating a lot on trying to keep my elbows as far in.
No, wait a minute. It's just like rifle range. In the rifle range, we get you in this offhand position here. Put this thing up here. You don't put it against your chest because your breathing will raise the elbow and all this good stuff. We want you, because uniformly, United States Marine Corps wants you everything. Put your chin in, lock this thing so it doesn't, you don't put different sight picture, everything right here, right? We teach you how to do this. We teach you to breathe. Inhale. Exhale all. Boom. Because I can't be inhaling and you see what happens and all this, or I can't be exhaling, I stop. We teach you the proper sequence. 2,545 irigusis are coming out here. They're attacking me. Hold your sight picture, you're dead. But they give you the basics of it. That's all it is. This is the basics of Isshin. That is the beginner. That shows you that that is your maximum, optimum thing. Now we're free fighting, you see? Now, when I fire with an 18-inch barrel or a 22-inch barrel, even though the bullet only comes out 1,800 feet per second, we find out it still kills you. Optimum, hip, using everything by the book. Understand the basics, understand body mechanics. Now, I already told you we can eliminate sometimes. But if I never taught you that there was 100 units to start with, you see, then you're already now, you think is the optimum, we're doing this. You see what I mean? So you started with an optimum of 50, now you're making all kinds of mistakes, now we shortcut it, and now we're getting 10. I teach you optimum was here, 100 units, now we only get 50 units. That's still stronger than the optimum of this guy that didn't understand the basics of the philosophy of it, right?